type of people we want. So, that being said, the nurse practitioner will be guaranteed her $86,000 a year. She is a pediatric nurse practitioner with extensive experience in that field. Dr. Kelly, can you comment any more?
Well, that, from my understanding, I really have not talked with her. I've not talked to her personally, but she has worked out of Texas Children's System for quite some time, and she's been, for instance, she ran as a nurse practitioner in the pediatric ICU, which is, neonatal ICU. She has very, very extensive credentials. Now, when you're a nurse practitioner, you can be certified in pediatrics, which she is, which means legally she cannot see anybody over the age of 21. So that's one of the limiting factors. But, or you can be certified generally, but she was interested in and has done pediatrics only. And from what I can garner is that she has a great deal of experience. And we do have a number of very difficult pediatric patients that are out there that are jointly followed by the local physicians and physicians down at just children's, for instance. I can see one of the major things that she can bring to the plate is she has a lot of ties down there. And, these kids, the parents of these children have a great deal of difficulty every time the child is sick, all the way down to the children. And with her ties, she might be able to handle some of these patients locally. And the family doesn't have to get up and go down there and stay at Texas Children's. And what do they do with their other kids and that type of problem? So I think from a offering point of view to what we need in this area, we need a good pediatric care, and I think this is, we don't have enough right now to attract a pediatrician. Okay, that's just a fact. We don't have enough area to attract a pediatrician. I think this is an excellent heroine, and from talking to people who've known her, she has good interpersonal relations, patients love her, and so she really does want to come to a community in this area, and so I think she'd be an excellent fit.
Okay, thank you. So, we feel like she'd be a real asset to the community to help keep children here that may be having to go to a specialist out of town. She has that kind of experience. So, first of all, I'd like to have a motion from somebody to approve these 3 letters of intent in a second, and then we can discuss it. If y'all have any questions. So, I do have a motion.
I move that we accept the 3 letters of intent.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second the motion.
Does anybody have any questions or discussion? Larry, are you?
Well, I guess my question would be, I understand all the goals, I think, but we're guaranteeing income. Okay. Do we expect to get a certain amount of income in return?
Yes. The fact is that the last female who did OB and family practice was cash flow positive, and I forgot exactly. It seems like it may have been 7 months. It was 8 or 9 months. Somewhere, I'd have to go back to the records. But the last person who's done this, it comes up cash flow very quickly, and that, and by which means they pay all their bills.
Right.
Plus, so it's hopefully very little output and major returns to the hospital.
If it's successful, we have a very win-win situation.
Oh,
I'm trying to get to.
Yeah, very extreme. I mean, it's just not a little.
Not just beneficial, but financial.
Oh, financially, it will be, in the future, financially, be unbelievable. They will pay back this for what it does to the hospital, the community, and things like that. I mean, I don't know, 10, 20, 30 fold. Sometimes they get done with the contract, I have never done the numbers, but if you go on and you look out at what people say a bank practitioner does, OB does for the community. Okay, this is the revenue they generate: hospitals, pharmacies, home health nurses, nursing homes, you know, all this stuff. It is phenomenal. It's $2, $3, $4 million. That's returned every single year to the group. The more we can keep that here, and we're losing millions and millions of dollars out of this community with our health care migrating out. And it's just not a matter of people migrating out, and that's the money migrating out. You keep an extra $50 million in this town, which I think is very potential, that would completely turn this town around. We're losing too much of the medical income out of this community.
I would like to make a comment that I've studied this as much as I could in the timeline that we have had. And we have some facts that are irrefutable. We have the patient base. We are designated underserved. So the patients are definitely there. We also are in a time when the competition for family practice doctors is intense. And part of that is due to demographics and populations. Part of it is due to what we see forthcoming in Obamacare. Everybody's going to need these people, and the same is true for nurse practitioners, I understand. And so the competition is very keen. And it gives, to me personally, I'm not speaking for the board, it gives to me personally a sense of urgency to nail something down, because the competition for these young people is intense and will become more so as they complete their residency. So the fact that we are able to provide them with a letter of intent and eventually we hope a contract, I just think it's that we need to make the move, and that it is beneficial to our community for a short term and long term. So having looked at all the figures and so on, and being aware that to the lay public, this sounds like a great deal of money, but then with Dr. Kelly's explanation about the paybacks and the fact that these are very competitive salaries, 75%, I think you said. 75th percentile. That's extremely reasonable. And I think we can assume, and I believe we asked this question in the executive committee, that the same thing is true of the money for the nurse practitioner, that it's in mid-range. And so it is competitive, but it's not high. So I wanted to say that as a layperson, not a physician.
I would like to make one more comment. When both physicians expressed interest in coming here, I kind of brought my dog. They've been offered our doctors much higher. Okay? It just happens to be that the situation here suits what they would like to see as far as family lifestyle, how they'd like to live in the future. They can make more elsewhere. And I was surprised they were willing to come. I was shocked. I think we're lucky. And if you look at the credentials, these people are very, very good. I think we're extremely lucky to have these people here. I'm still surprised they're even interested, but they are.
Deborah, did you want to?
And just a couple of things. The nurse practitioner, her practice commencement date is August 1st of 2014, which is this year. And the other two doctors is August 15th of 2015. So it's a ways down the road. The nurse practitioner repay if she leaves the community within 2 years, and the doctors have a commitment to repay if they leave within 6 years.
The two doctors have been working together in their residency. They may have even come to medical school together, I don't recall, but I know they know each other very well. Like I said, the gentleman is married to a lady who's pregnant, and they already have a child. The young lady's single, but they're very close in their working relationship. They're very comfortable. They wanted to go somewhere together because they trust each other. They feel like they can cover for each other. It's just, we just feel like it's going to be a good fit for us. Any more comments or questions? Okay. Well, then we will vote on, we already have a motion and a second on approving these letters of intent. As I say, these are not contracts, these are letters of intent that are signed, and the doctors and the nurse practitioners sign. And based on the information letters of intent, we'll move into a contract, which we hope will be settled in the next 30 days. That's our goal. So I'll ask for a hand count. All in favor, please raise your hand. You'll say. Okay. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yeses and 1 abstention. Okay. We have an agenda, discuss and reevaluate CHC contract. We talked to them, the executive committee, once again, met with them Friday. It's going to be very difficult for them to meet with the whole board unless we change our days of the week. They said that this 3rd and 4th Tuesdays of the month is when all the boards seem to want to meet in there. I mean, like last Tuesday, one of them was in Georgia, and I can't remember what the other one said she was. But they just find it difficult to come and meet with the whole board. So, meeting with the executive committee, which is the president, the vice president, the secretary, and we generally, since we can have 4 people at the meeting without it being a board meeting, we generally invite one of the other board members to meet with us. It's sort of rotated around depending on what the subject matter is. That's what we're going to try to do for the next few months, is to meet with them on I wouldn't say a monthly basis, but on a regular basis, I'll say that. And then report back to the board. We did discuss with them the contract. I sent them a letter the first week of this month, termination letter of our contract, because we had to give them 30 days notice. I wanted to do that so that beginning in April, we could reevaluate our relationship and come up with, or not come up with, a contract with them. We agreed to go ahead and extend into April the contract that we have in effect. And during April, we're going to meet with them again and try to come to an agreement on what kind of relationship we're going to have moving forward and what financial outlay we're going to have to put. They said there are several options that we can take, and they're going to present us with those options.